Today, let's go over the parameter settings in detail. Let's begin here. We'll start with this image of a cat to walk you through the parameters. First, I've already completed an ear here. When we enter the parameters, we can see the types of stitches. They're divided into flat satin stitch and tatami stitch. For this yellow section, I use the tatami stitch embroidery effect. You can see the simulation effect. It appears quite neat. Next, here is the embroidery effect using the flat satin stitch. In longer sections, it creates a slight recessed effect. Here, it adds an extra stitch. Here, we use the tatami stitch. Then, we can observe the stitch length. Here, this is where you control the embroidery of linear satin stitches and tatami stitches. Here, I'm using a linear satin stitch for edge finishing. Here is the simulation effect. I have set one of its parameters here, which allows me to control its size. Let's adjust the parameters. Make it match the width you need for embroidery. That's all. Here, I just need to set it to 1, and that works fine. Next, let's look at density settings. Generally, a density setting of 0.38 is ideal. The higher the density value, the sparser the free effect will be. The smaller the density value, the denser the embroidery effect becomes, mainly along the edges here. The distance between 2 points. We generally set it to 0.38. The next parameter is offset. Again, it applies to linear satin stitches and tatami stitches. The smaller the value, the more it shifts towards side A. As the value increases, it moves towards side B. Fine-tuning is possible. Allow your embroidery thread to be fine-tuned to make your embroidery effect align perfectly with your edges. The next parameter is the smoothness value. Similarly, it applies to the linear flat satin stitch embroidery effect. You can see that the starting point is smooth here, and here is the ending point smoothing. These are the points where embroidery begins and ends. When turned off, it will become relatively flat. Here, when enabled, it becomes sharper. The higher the value, the sharper this point becomes. The smaller the value, the neater it gets. Similarly, the effect at the tail end is the same. Shrinkage compensation is set according to our fabric type. Generally, for elastic fabrics, we can increase the parameter slightly. Here, I've set it to 0.3. You can see that the larger the parameter, the more its edges appear to move further along the y-axis. Generally, setting it between 0.2 and 0.4 is sufficient. Here, it's divided into two-sided compensation, an A-side or B-side compensation. This is A-side compensation only on this side. B-side compensation is only on the left or right. B-side compensation is applied only on the right side. For both sides, the A side is compensated on the left. Here, we apply double-sided compensation. The next three numbers represent the underlay stitches. We drag it out for better viewing. The underlay is divided into first and second layers. For linear flat wrap felt, we choose zigzag stitching, combined with contouring. For tatami embroidery on surface areas, we generally choose silhouette and tatami patterns. Here is the contour embroidery. You can see the outline here, with single needle embroidery along the edges to secure the fabric with stabilizer. Then here is the tatami pattern. The reason for choosing tatami is because the tatami pattern and your embroidery stitch direction form a 90-degree angle, which helps prevent fabric shrinkage and reduces deformation effects. The zigzag will follow the same direction. Here we select tatami stitch. The final parameters are trim, jump, and stop. For instance, here we have a trim symbol, machine embroidery. After the machine embroiders to this position, trimming will occur. Jump. After embroidering to this point, the machine will jump. No trimming will be done. Finally, it stops. The machine will come to a stop. You'll need to restart it. Here we set it to jump. That's all for the parameters.